Yes, this is Meghna. Here, I'm going to present about the weather chatbot using Node.js. So the first line of my code indicates the import required modules. The most important modules are Telegram bot and Axios. The main topmost approach is the Telegram bot. Imports the Node Telegram bot API modules to interact with the Telegram bot API, and axioms are mainly required for the importing the Axios module for making HTTP requests to the external APIs like Open Weather Map, which is mainly used here for the token API, Weather Token API. Next is the define of API keys. The main keys here are Telegram bot token and Weather API key, as I mentioned before. This bot token API key is obtained from the Godfather, and next is the Open Weather key obtains from the Weather for assigning weather data. The next is that create a bot instance. Here, two of them are required. The first one is Telegram bot, and the second is polling. The main usage of the Telegram bot is initializes the bot with the provided token, and the second is the polling. It's true, enables long polling to receive updates from the Telegram server. And the next is that start command listener. So the main usage is that bot on text start callback listens the start command. When we execute in our Telegram chatbot, the first message that we need to give is the start message. Next is message.chat.id is extracts the unit chart ID to identify the user. Next is bot.send message sends the welcome message to the user. And the next line of codes indicates the general message listener. Bot.message callbacks listens from any user, as I mentioned before in the message.chat.id. Next is this message chart ID, as it is a retrieve from the unique ID of the chart. Next is the message.text trim, captures the trims the message assumed to be the city name that we assure to give. Next is the ignore command. The main usage of the ignore command using if statement is that it skips the processing message that starts with a slash to avoid interfering with the bot commands like the start command that we give in the start. Next is fetch weather data. The main usage of this fetch weather data, as I mentioned before about the Axios modules, Axios.get sends the get request to the Open Weather API, which I discussed in the Weather API key. So next is the units is equals to metrics. The request temperature is in Celsius or in the Fahrenheit. I kept it as Celsius. Next is the respond.data. The main usage of the respond.data is it extracts the JSON response containing weather details. Next is the extract weather details. Here data.weather description retrieves the weather condition like the sky is clear or it's cloudy like that. Data.main.temperature extracts the current temperature, and the data.main.feels like extracts the feels like temperature that here. And the next is the humidity. It extracts the humidity level, as I mentioned before. Next is the send weather details. It sends the formatted weather report to the user like name, country, and displays the city name and the entry code. Next is the phrase mode, markdown. Here, it mainly usage for the enable of the bold or italic like that. Handle error. The main usage is that catch handles error during the API call or invalid city name. Like if there is a invalid city name like R in the usage of the city names, it fetches like error and sends an error message to the user in the Telegram chatbot. Okay, now let me show you the demo of my uh, chatbot by running it. Okay, first let me run the code. Here is the above code. Next is go to files, desktop, and select my command which I have saved in the desktop here. Next is cmd, it's command prompt, node space weather 1 .js is my file name in the VS Code. Run it. If there is no command is pop up, then a command is requesting nicely. Then go to bot father and give the start command. Then it obviously shows the new bot. Then you can see I have gave my bot name as weather demo, and the next user ID as weather 090 bot, and it gave me the token that I used to copy here in my code. Let me show you. Yes, here is my code, and this is the open weather key which I used. Next is go to manually to this link, and let me run the code as well. Start. It sends the pop-up message, send me a city name. I'll fetch the current weather for you. I'm giving as Bhima Bhimavaram. Okay, it gives the pop-up message like this. Okay, let me rephrase my code in a wrong way. It shows the enable of the fetcher as I mentioned the error. This is how our chatbot of weather runs. Thank you.